So I have the dumbbell bicep hammer curl. So to start, I'm going to take you through finding the client's optimum motion. Then from there, we're going to describe the exercise along with the concentric and eccentric phases of the motion and the breathing with that, and then we'll tie it all together at the end. So to start, I'm going to have my client get into a position where their feet are about shoulder width apart, and then I'm gonna make sure that their chest is big, their shoulders and upper back are retracted back, because with this motion, it's a very simple motion. It should just strictly be the forearms moving up and down, so we're only using our biceps. So that's the whole point behind retracting everything, make sure everything is aligned. And yeah, so I'm gonna turn, and from here, I will be standing on either side of my client. And from there, I'm going to tell them to get in the position I just showed them with their palms facing inward. And from there, for now, we're not going to have any weights in our hands, but I will have my fingers on the lower portion of their bicep. And from there, I'm going to have them start the bicep curl movement. And once I feel that initial firing of the bicep, that's the beginning point of their optimum motion. So that'll be the starting point for each rep. Then we'll go any farther down from that, and I'll have them continue up. And once I feel their bicep no longer constricting, or they go past a certain point where the muscle slightly relaxes, that'll be the top portion of their optimum motion. So they're only going to go to those 2 points, and they won't go any lower than that or any higher than that. It'll just be those 2 points throughout the entire movement. So from there, we're going to talk about this movement. On the way up, that's the concentric movement of the exercise, and on the way down, that is the eccentric. So before we start the exercise, I'm gonna have my client they're gonna inhale, and as they start the concentric motion, they're gonna slowly exhale smoothly. Throughout this whole exercise, you want your breathing to be very smooth. You don't want to be choppy or expand too early or too fast. You just want it smooth throughout. So on the way up, you're gonna take an inhale before. On the way up, you're slowly exhaling, squeeze the muscle. On the way down, we'll be exhaling, inhaling slowly. So with that, we're gonna use 2 bottles since we don't have dumbbells. And as I said previously, you're in that position, shoulder width apart, big chest, shoulder and back retracted backward. And from there, palms facing inward. And then I'm gonna have my client start with their bicep at that beginning portion of their optimum motion. And this whole time I'll be on either side, making sure that their muscles aren't going further past their optimum motion. So to start, they're gonna take a deep breath in. And as they move the weight up, they're gonna be exhaling. They're gonna squeeze that muscle. On the way down, they'll be inhaling. So this whole time, just a slow, controlled movement throughout, constantly keeping a smooth breath throughout the entire movement, not going further past those 2 points of their optimum motion. And I'll be standing on each side, making sure they're doing the exercise correctly. But that's about it. It's a pretty simple movement, and yeah. So the next exercise I have is the lying dumbbell tricep pullover. So with that, it's very similar to everything I'm going to talk about. Is very similar to the hammer curl, except obviously we're focusing on the triceps here. So to start, I'm just going to give a brief explanation of the exercise. So you're going to be lying down, either it's going to be on the floor or on a bench if you have one. And from there, we're going to get into the same position as I mentioned in the bicep portion. So shoulders and upper back retracted, big chest, but also keeping a tight core. And from there, we are going to lift our elbows straight into the air, so pointing straight toward the ceiling. And from this point, I'm going to find my client's optimum motion for the tricep. So as they do that, I'll be standing on either side, and I'll have my finger on the lower portion of their tricep and slowly move it around. But as they start the upward movement of this exercise, once I feel the initial firing of their muscle, that'll be the bottom portion of the exercise. And as they continue up, once I feel their tricep relax or not remain as flexed, that'll be the top portion of the exercise. So from here, this movement on the way up, that's the concentric movement. The way down is eccentric. So before we start the exercise, you're gonna take a deep breath in, and from there, as you perform the upward movement, you'll be exhaling. Once you reach the top, you'll squeeze, and on the way down, you will be inhaling for the eccentric movement. So to tie it all together, as I mentioned, the whole body positioning with my client, we retract the back, everything's tight, elbows up to the ceiling. I'll be on either side, and I'll be cueing their muscles, just feeling, make sure they're firing, and they aren't going past each point of optimum motion. So what this is gonna look like, deep breath in, and then from there, we're gonna start the movement on the way up, exhaling smoothly, squeezing, on the way down, controlling, breathing in smoothly, and doing that several times. And that is pretty much it. Once again, it's a very simple movement, just like the bicep hammer curl, but other than that, that's about it.